Namaste, welcome to another episode of Kismatkarma. Today I'm going to bring you information about certain planets and how they actually influence us in a spiritual way. So we're only looking at the spiritual aspect of the planets, not the astrological aspect of the planets. But there are certain things which you need to know. For example, how often do they change signs? So basically, when we look at our own personal energy, there are the planets and the cosmos, the energy around us, does help us and support us in so many ways. So if we look at, for example, the trees that are planted around us, they give us oxygen to breathe. So they help us, they support us in such a strong way. If you are in an area where there's much more greenery, more trees, you'll notice that you can breathe much more easily. The air is cleaner and it's much more positive. Your thoughts are more positive. And if you're in an area where there's a lot of pollution, planes going by, trucks and cars going by, and there's a lot of pollution around you, it can also cause a lot of health issues, and it could cause us problems with our breathing. Our oxygen supply isn't as clean as it should be, and it causes a bit of chaos in that matter. So the environment around us definitely does have an effect on us, but it's up to us how positive or how negative this effect can be. Remember, we always have the power to change our lives. If we don't like the way that things are at the moment, we can change them. So that's something which is a positive thing for us. So let's look at the planets in today's little segment, and then hopefully then we can take things forward from there. So say, for example, if we look at the sun. The sun governs your basic personality, and this planet will change signs every month. Okay, so it's just your basic personality, and it will change signs every single month. So it could be that sometimes you're feeling a bit too aggressive, too angry, your nature's a bit arrogant or a bit disturbing to others and they don't like it, and then other times it's a bit mellow, it's a bit more soft. But the sun energy, the way that the planet works is that it changes signs every single month, so it can have an influence on you and on others around you as well, depending on how their energy is like at the moment. If we look at the moon, now the moon is a very powerful planet. In spirituality, we work with the moon very, very strongly as well. And the moon basically governs our emotions and our moods. And this changes every 2 to 3 days. So when we're looking at the moon changing signs, it's roughly every 2 to 3 days. So if you're feeling very hyper, very emotional, give yourself 2 to 3 days, and hopefully the situation will change, or you'll feel your emotions, you'll have much more control over your emotions, and you'll feel slightly differently. So that is something that is, I would say, that can help each and every single one of us. Now, if we look at the planet Mercury, that planet governs our mind and our communication. So, and that changes signs every 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, so it can be roughly about a month. So every 3 to 4 weeks, it will have that influence over us. So if you are having, if your Mercury is quite strong and is protecting you and helping you in the right way, then your mind would work a very good pace, very fast pace. Your communication skills will be very clear. But sometimes, have you noticed that when you're trying to talk or you're trying to have a conversation, and all of a sudden it's like blah, 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 and you just don't know what you're trying to say? That's sometimes because the Mercury planet influences us in a certain way where our communication isn't very clear. Or sometimes you don't mean to say something, you're thinking it, but you don't want to say it, but you just end up saying it anyway. That can be under the influence of Mercury as well. So if you're having a bit of a tough time with communication with your mind, give yourself about 3 or 4 weeks. Hopefully things should settle down and things should get better. Now, with the next planet we're talking about is Venus. Venus is associated with a lot of different things, but when we look at spirituality, it's associated with love and attraction. So many people have come to me in the past and say, oh, Dr. Arti, I'm so in love with this person. I just met them and I know they're right for me and I know they're the one. But I would say to you, if you really think it's love at first sight, give yourself minimum 4 to 5 weeks, because that's how strong the influence of Venus would stay in one sign. Then it moves signs after roughly every 4 to 5 weeks. So give yourself 4 to 5 weeks, see how you feel, and then take it forward from there. This is just generically, I'm telling you. I mean, if you did want me to do a detailed reading for you, I'll be more than happy. The next sign we're going to be talking about is Mars. Now, Mars is the energy that drives us. So that's how it helps us. It helps us with our drive, with our energy, with us being a bit more proactive, a bit more action-minded. So it helps us in that way. So I would say it governs our drive and our energy. when it comes to the planet Mars, and this changes signs every 6 to 7 weeks. So when you are feeling strong, when you are feeling like, oh yes, I want to achieve this and I want to do this, honestly, just go for it there and then. Don't delay things, because sometimes when you delay things and afterwards you're feeling a bit sluggish and a bit lazy and you think, oh, I can't really be bothered today. But the more motivated you stay, the more stronger you stay, then this energy helps you, and it helps you push you forward in the right way if things are going your way. Otherwise, some people do use this impulse and this drive in a negative way as well, and it can even lead to wars and whatnot. So let's think only positive in today's video. So remember, for your drive, for your energy, Mars is something which is a very, very positive planet, and it will change itself from its sign roughly every 6 to 7 weeks. The next planet we're going to be talking about is Jupiter. Jupiter is very good for luck, for growth, for wisdom, and this actually changes every 12 to 13 months. So it's almost just over a year that it will stay in one sign. So every 12 to 13 months it will change. So sometimes some people have a lucky year, some people's year is not that lucky. Sometimes the people have a very good year with their studying, and some people have a year where they just want to miss all the lectures and just kind of hide somewhere and not study at all. But Jupiter can help you with that. It can help you with growth, it can help you with luck, and it can help you with wisdom. But remember, it changes signs every 12 to 13 months. So that was almost just over a year. The next planet we're going to be talking about is Saturn. Now, Saturn is a planet that a lot of astrologers scare you about, and they put fear in your mind. You don't need to worry. It's not really a bad planet. It's the planet, if we look at it in a spiritual way, that governs our discipline, fears, and challenges. And this changes every 2 to 3 years. So sometimes your karma will catch up with you right there and then. Sometimes it can take 2 to 3 years. Sometimes it can take longer, depending on how strong that karma is. But normally when we look at spirituality, then Saturn is the planet of karma. So that's why people fear it the most. And people are afraid, like, oh, is my Saturn good? Is my Saturn bad? Everyone's Saturn is good. All of the planets are good. No planets are evil. No planets are bad. If you've done something wrong, it will come back to you. If you've done something right, it will come back to you. Just remember this. So going back to how long it stays in one sign for is every 2 to 3 years that Saturn changes. The next planet we're going to be talking about is Uranus. Uranus governs change and originality. So you'll see a lot of people sometimes, even say if they make YouTube videos, or they're doing TV shows, or if they're doing their work, their business, and even at school or at college, you might notice that some people are copycats. We call them copycats, who always copy others, try to imitate others, do what others do. But some people are very original, and they kind of do their own thing, and they just want to be themselves, and they're a statement by themselves. So that is because of Uranus. So Uranus is a very powerful planet, and it can help us in a very positive way, especially for those of you that want to follow your spirituality and try to find yourself. Then Uranus is a great planet for that sort of help, because it helps us with change, and it helps us with originality. The good news about Uranus is that it changes signs every 7 years. So that's why when you take a spiritual journey, for some people they feel like it's really fast, really rapid, but the truth is it does take time. So give yourself time, with that energy, and it should hopefully help you and protect you the right way, the strong way. The next planet we're going to be talking about is Neptune. Yes, and Neptune governs dreams and healing. And even medical science says that when we're sleeping, our body is repairing itself, so we are naturally healing while we're asleep. So Neptune is a very powerful planet, and it does as per spirituality, it governs our dreams and healing, and this changes every 10 to 12 years. So that is something very important for us to know, that roughly when it changes signs is every 10 to 12 years. So that's normally almost like over a decade that it will be in a certain place. But you can influence this in a positive way, and remember, you can change your life in any way you want to. The other planet we're going to talk about, last but not least, is Pluto. Now, Pluto governs our power and transformation. And it can change every 12 to 15 years, but remember this can vary, roughly 12 to 15 years, but it definitely is something that's changeable and adaptable. So basically it governs power and transformation. Transformation can often be quite painful, because with change comes disruption. So a lot of people don't like this planet, but to be honest, change is important, because otherwise how would the caterpillar ever turn into the butterfly? Now, with this thought, I'm going to leave you for today. If you want any more information on how planets affect your spirituality and how you can actually improve your spirituality to raise above the negative elements, don't fear these planets. They are here to help you. They are here to support you, like with everything in this divine creation of God. But what we need to do is focus only on the positive, and then we will only attract the positive as well. Stay blessed, stay true to yourself, and I'll see you guys very soon in another video. God bless you.